and for this date is July 22nd. And with me is Councillor Wade Palat, Councillor Mike O'Connor, Mayor Jackie Clayton, and myself will be chairing this meeting. With that, I call for adoption of the order, adoption of the agenda, sorry.
I will so move. Mike O'Connor.
Okay. With that, we'll call for a vote. Thank you.
Mayor Clayton in favor.
Thank you. And that carries. We have two reports today, one being the service area update, and I hand that over to Chief Glavin.
Thank you, Chair O'Toole. We'll start off in engineering. We've recently posted a request for quotation for ditch work in the Brochu industrial area, as well as issued an RFQ for asphalt crack sealing throughout the city. We've also issued a tender for the construction of 103rd Street, or the upgrade of, which is the one that'll be adjacent to the new recreation facility in the Trader Ridge neighborhood. We've also posted a request for proposals for engineering services for the traffic signal and repair and replacement program. We've recently closed an RFP for engineering services for our road rehabilitation program for 2026 and 2027, and have recently closed a request for tender for ditch work in the Copperwood area. In corporate facility management, we have begun remediation of the Center 2000 sundial brickwork, which started last week, and we are nearing completion of the parkade remediation at our CMP facility. In transit, our ridership for January to June was up about 4.8% in 2025 versus 2024. As well, we have received some demand for increase in our on-demand service to the Meadowview Trailer Park. Administration reviewed this and believes that is warranted and will not be a material change to our costs or service levels, and is planning to extend on-demand into that area. And with that, that's my report. Happy to take any questions.
Any questions from the committee members? I see none. So we can move on to item 4.2, the residential development. And do you want to lead us on that one, please?
Sure. Thanks, Chair O'Toole. So administration has been receiving inquiries for residential development in the downtown at a scale of less than 24 units. Right now, the minimum is 24 units for a purely residential facility. So administration is recommending that some amendments be drafted and brought back to this committee for consideration. With that, I will turn it over to Ms. Patel for more detailed explanation.
Thank you. This report focuses on residential uses within the Central Commercial District. There are only two types of residential uses allowed in the Central Commercial District: apartment buildings and mixed-use apartment buildings. The land use bylaw currently requires apartment buildings to have a minimum of 24 units. If a developer wishes to construct a building with fewer units, they must incorporate a mixed-use component with a minimum of 2 residential units, which falls under discretionary use. There is no existing provision in the CC district that allows the smaller scale residential development without requiring mixed-use component. This report is prompted by recent inquiries about the need for development flexibility in certain parts of CC district. In 2015, Council directed administration to amend the land use bylaw to require a minimum of 24 units for apartment buildings, aiming to discourage small-scale residential development and support a denser downtown. Since then, some flexibility has been introduced for smaller buildings with mixed-use components, promoting ongoing discussion on whether further amendments are needed to allow smaller apartments throughout the district. The current requirement for a minimum of 24 units can be seen as restrictive, particularly with considering the diverse parts of downtown district. In certain areas where commercial activity is less concentrated, there is a potential demand for flexibility in regulations, and providing this flexibility could spark interest among developers in constructing smaller scale residential projects. The proposed amendment would allow residential development, including apartment buildings, multi-attached, with fewer than 24 units as a discretionary use in the central commercial district, with specific considerations for development authority to refer to when applying this discretion. This approach provides flexibility, allowing the development authority to assess each application on its unique merits, ensuring compatibility with the surrounding area, and it also provides an opportunity for underutilized commercial spaces to be activated. Some possible considerations may include the proximity of the proposed development to core and fringe areas of the CC district, allowing the smaller scale buildings in transitional zones may be appropriate. Ensuring that the building design, scale, and height are in harmony with the surrounding buildings to maintain the character of each area. Encouraging active frontage designs, landscaping, or public space contribution to enhance the surrounding streetscape and community experience. Based on this background and analysis, administration recommends that committee direct administration to draft an amendment to the land use bylaw to amend the central commercial district to allow residential development with fewer than 24 units. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that report, Ms. Bantel. Is there any questions from the committee? I've got two. We'll start off with Mr. Palat, Councillor Palat.
Thanks, Councillor O'Toole, and thanks for stepping in for chairing. Just curious, is administration looking for a minimum number today, or are we just looking for fewer than 24? And I'm just asking because I know a lot of lots would only fit a fourplex. I'm wondering if they want the number 4 specifically, or just to leave it open-ended.
Thank you. Through the chair, we don't have a minimum number yet. We are open to allowing fewer than 24 units, and we will do a review and come up with an amendment.
Okay, so we are looking for a number today. That's if I'm hearing that correctly. So I'm sure there's other questions, but I'll maybe pop back in with a number to amend it in a bit. Thank you.
Thank you. Councillor O'Connor, please.
Thank you, Acting Chair O'Toole. I really like it that you're looking at for landscaping and for a development, and you've got no minimum. I think there should be a minimum. So I concur with Councillor Palat. Just wondering, what do you see that landscaping piece look like and matching to the buildings around it?
Ms. Patel?
Ms. Patel, sorry.
Thank you. Through the chair. Those details have not been worked out yet. We will come back with recommendations and options when directed to do this thorough review.
Thank you for that.
Okay, thank you.
Anyone else that would like to speak at this time? Wade, you come up with a question earlier about numbers. Did you want to start?
Yeah, thanks, Chair O'Toole. Yeah, I would just like to put it, instead of it saying fewer than 24, that it allows 4 units or more. I guess for me, I think 4 is the minimum. I really want to see us try to incentivize downtown. I don't really want single-family homes going down there. I do feel there's some fourplexes in that area that would work great. So my amendment would be that instead of it saying under 24, just that it would be 4 or more.
Okay. Anybody else want to chime in on that number? Mayor Clayton?
I think it's sorry.
Here,
Thanks, Chair O'Toole. Just a question for administration. With 4, if committee were to approve the number at 4 to send it to council for consideration, what would you do at a project that has, would there be any consideration for a project that has a couple of buildings on one lot that are 3 units each? I know there is a proponent downtown is interested in, it's an infill lot that has 2 buildings and 3 units each. Would it be the combined number of units on the lot or per building?
Thank you. Through the chair. The particular inquiry that you're, I think, speaking to would not work if the minimum was 4 units per lot, because what that proponent wants to do is 3 units per lot.
Thank you.
Okay, Councillor O'Connor, you had a question, and you still want to ask it?
Thank you, Chair O'Toole. I was just, that brings up a question. Did you not say, Jackie, that one person that's interested is 2 buildings on one lot? Is what I thought I heard you say.
That was my understanding, but I might be incorrect. Thanks.
Okay. I'm just curious then. I think it would depend on the design, and the return on your investment is the thing that comes to mind. So should we limit it to 4, or is depending on the design? I know that makes it too complicated. So anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay. Wade, is your hand still up?
Yeah, Chair O'Toole. After hearing that from Mayor Clayton, I actually would like to just withdraw my amendment and just leave it with 24 or less. I think we'll let administration decide from there. I wouldn't want to stall any development. I didn't think about potential commercial units with maybe 1 or 2 units above them as well. So I don't want to stagnate any development in downtown core with residential. So I'll just withdraw my amendment altogether, please.
Thank you. Councillor Blackmore, you had your hand up. Do you have a question or not?
I did have my hand up, but as Councillor Palat's withdrawing his motion, I just felt that this was something that administration needed to work out and bring to us before we made any limitations. So thank you, Councillor Palat, for withdrawing your motion.
Okay. So if there's not any other questions from this committee, I'm looking for someone to make a motion.
I can do the motion if you wish.
You're the first one in. Go for it, sir.
I'd like to move the committee direct administration to draft an amendment to the land use bylaw C-1260 to amend the CC Central Commercial District to allow residential development with fewer than 24 units.
It sounds like it's in good play. Call for the vote on that.
Councillor Plott in favor.
Thank you. And that carries. So with that, we'll move down the line here. We have no correspondence, no other business. We have no bylaw and policy review, but we do have an outstanding items list. And Mr. Glavin, Chief Glavin, could you go through that for us?
Yeah, thanks, Chair O'Toole. Nothing to take off today. However, we do have the one edition of the review for the CC district.
All right. Go ahead.
Thank you, Chair O'Toole, for allowing me the opportunity to ask a question here, just in regards to the outstanding items list. Chief Glavin, I know that we're going through our pilot project with the naturalization program, but lately it seems to be a topic that keeps coming up in different circles that I'm in. Just curious as to when our next update on the naturalization program will be coming to committee.
Sure, thanks, Chair O'Toole. The next will come after the growing season. So the pilot was 2023, 2024, and 2025. So this will be the last growing season of the pilot, and we'll bring back a report at the end of this season.
Awesome. Thank you very much.
Okay. And we had our vote on the outstanding items list. Wait, Councillor Palat.
Thanks, Chair O'Toole. I actually just wanted to ask, I should have asked at the service area update, but I've had a lot of inquiries about 101st Street, the gravel road that's in behind Ken Sargent, that stretch there. And so I guess what I'm wondering is, has the administration looked at any engineering on that road yet, as far as just getting it paved with light standards? It's a very dark road, gravel road in the middle of town. So I'm just wondering if engineering's done any work on paving or light standards for that area yet.
Thanks, Chair O'Toole. So there was some design work done on that, I think more than a decade ago, when there was a local improvement that was proposed for that street. Ultimately, it failed, and there wasn't support to continue with the work from the owners along it, and there is not actively work on that, I don't believe, at this time.
Thank you.
Just to follow up, Councillor O'Toole, do we have a kind of a high-level cost of what it would cost to look at what engineering would be? And I guess my question I'm asking is I'd like to look at making a motion to have engineering go to this fall's budget for 101st Street, similar to what we've done in the other areas of town where there's no pavement. Do we have a high-level cost or estimate of what that would be?
Thanks, Chair O'Toole. I don't have one offhand here. It's likely something that we could get for budget.
If it's okay, Councillor O'Toole, I think I'd like to just make a motion that we ask administration to bring back costs for engineering on what 101st Street would look like to get paved, as well as for light standards to be installed, period. Not looking for storm and gutter, storm sewer, curb and gutter, not looking for anything for that road. The proponents I've talked to in that area are perfectly fine with how it is. They're just concerned it's very dark and it's still a gravel road in the middle of town. So, yeah, that'd be my motion, just to have what engineering costs would be for the engineering study to get done for paving and light standards for that street to a future committee meeting. From there, hopefully, if it goes well, I would like to advance that to a conversation for fall budget.
Okay. City Clerk, did you get all that? Yep, we did, so that's good. Mike O'Connor, Councillor O'Connor.
Yes, thank you, Chair O'Toole. I really like this idea. I think we need to move the needle on this thing so that, you know, all roads in our city should be paved. We shouldn't have gravel roads. So I like the motion, so I will support that. And then when that's done, I'll come back and do business for outstanding committee.
See. All right. There is a motion on the floor. Is there any other discussion? Okay. I'll call for the vote. Looks like we'll be bringing that back to committee. And the outstanding items list.
I'll move that committee received the July 22nd outstanding items list as presented for information.
Sounds good. We'll call the vote. And that carries. And with that, this meeting is now adjourned.